welcome to Trading with Meatball, guys. We're going to talk about how we managed to come up with these predictions that somehow magically seem to come true. And yeah, I share my whole screen. I don't care. Check me out on Twitter. It's easy to find Meatball23 on Twitter. So we posted on Twitter that something was going to happen on 21 November at 05 a.m. for Doge, and we nailed it. It hit right where we said about on the 15-minute chart, and I draw lines on a 15-minute chart. But we're going to talk about how we draw lines and how we came up with this prediction. It was way up here somewhere, and let's just go to the chart. And it was up here somewhere, and there was a guru that posted, is a guy with 396,000 followers. And I don't call people out, okay? But this is my point. You have to draw your own lines and zones on charts. And just because this guy has 400,000 people taking his advice doesn't mean he's going to be right. And so you draw your own zones and your own charts. I have 160 people following me. I'm nobody, right? And 20 of them are imposters pretending to be Whale or Ace or somebody. And so, 400,000 people following this guy, and he said it was a confirmed breakout, and it's on the upward channel. And if people were making price predictions at 10 cents and a dollar, it'll probably do it one day. Sure, it will, but draw your own lines and zones on charts so you don't have to listen to people making these bold predictions. So let's talk about how do we do this, and it hit right there, like we said, right at 5 a.m. And you can see at the bottom it says 0510 or whatever. I like to draw lines on a 15-minute chart on the crypto for short-term predictions because that's just what seems to be more accurate. I had predicted this box and then my own private little green arrow, and she didn't come down that far. She did come down, and we were really close. I mean, it wicked down on the chart. If you look at a 5-minute chart, it was like 0.076, and this is 0.076. It was 0.077 or something. We're like a tenth of a penny, man. That's pretty close. But it was up here when I made that prediction, right here. And it was easy to make that prediction because I drew this line right here, and I was like, no, she's on a downward channel. And then I drew this line. This one's a crazy. If you draw a line, I said, nah. So zoom out is always the answer. Always, always, always zoom out. And you can thank Alejandro at Kane Capital. Follow Kane Capital guys on Twitter. So I come down here back in October, and this is a 2-hour chart. You can use a 1 hour or daily, whatever you want. I like a 1 hour or 2 hour chart when I'm going back like a couple, 3 months or 6 months or something, like this one. And so we drew this line along these bases, and it's a rough line. It's not even perfect, but I chose this one here and this one here. I didn't choose the very bottom, okay? And then up here, this is a guess because we didn't know it was way up here. And I said, man, it's coming down like this. And I go along the top of these right here somewhere, and it's not perfect. No, because I drew it on a 15-minute chart. And so back to the 15-minute. All right, so that's good enough. I don't give a shit. Whatever. It's close. And it touches the top here and the top here, but we don't want the very top. We want the body of the candles, and we don't want the wicks. We don't want the wicks. We want the body of the candles when we draw lines, okay? See, we want it to touch the top of the candle, but not the wicks, just the top of the candles right here. Okay, so I noticed, and I draw a lot of lines, and people tell you, oh, you got too many lines, you got too many indicators. Okay, don't listen to anybody, including me, unless it agrees with your own good reason and judgment. I think Buddha said that. And that's the whole point of my channel is I want you to steal my knowledge, put it in your toolbox, and learn how to do these things for yourself so you don't have anybody else in your head, and you can make your own decisions without relying on somebody else. And you have a skill that can never be taken away from you. Notice on this one here, I disregarded this whole spike down, and I went with this one and this one and this one because these all lined up. See, and we had those all line up, and it lines up with down here. And let's go off the body of the candle. And so, yeah, I'm aiming for these right here on that last adjustment. And so I disregarded this, okay? And you'll learn to do that too. We're looking for trends, guys, not spikes. And so it was up here. I said, cautiously, there's an earlier post about this guy saying it's going to go to the moon. And I was cautioning people up here saying, guys, here's my chart and be careful. And son of a bitch, it took this big drop right after I posted that. And I got some messages, and I said, okay, guys, I'll update the chart, but I'm not a crypto expert. I just draw on charts and I trade stocks, and sometimes it works. So crypto's unpredictable. You got guys in Asia and overseas, and they throw $600,000 in there at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're sleeping, or they sell $600 worth or $1 million worth. Crypto is very unpredictable, and there's better crypto experts. But we're talking about how to draw lines on charts and how we keep seeming to magically come up with these bold predictions. And I'm a Danny Glover fan. That's Predator, I think. And it's because we draw our own lines. And so let's go back to this and where it's going next. Okay, let's do it together. So we nailed that one on the 15-minute chart, and we're going to keep drawing on the 15-minute chart. And I always zoom out to the 1 hour chart, and I haven't even looked at it. I'm going to do it with you on this video. Okay, and so I'm going to leave my line there because I know that was the trend, and she may try to recover and go into that channel. So let's make it a channel, and let's go along the tops of these in here somewhere. I don't like the chart. Hang on, guys. I got to zoom in so we can see what the hell we're doing. And so we want it to go not along the spikes up in here. We want it to go along the body. And so it gets hard, man. Crypto's violent. And so let's go with these right in here. This is nice. I like this. And we got a head and shoulders. We'll go across the top of that. Same thing here. We got a head and two shoulders. So we'll go across that. Let's line that up first. And it's pissing me off. So we'll start over. Okay, I want it to go like this, like this. I want it to go like that. And notice how I just disregarded these spikes. I'm going with this one. Okay. All right. There's a reason now. And there's a spike right there. But watch this. When we go backwards, we're going to go, we're going to disregard that spike and disregard the top of that. And we're going to draw the line along the shoulders. Here's the head, and there's two shoulders. There's the head, there's two shoulders. Crypto's not perfect, but look how that one wicks off of it. And we just drew that line, and you can see how it wicks off and the wick on the top of the candle, and it rejects down. And so let's go backwards with it and make it a little bit more accurate. We're going to follow this trend right in here. And so we'll go something like this. And again, down here, I'm taking the body of the movement, maybe the shoulders, not the big spike, but the shoulders. Okay, and I don't need to go all the way to the bottom of the, but if I did, I would do it like this, and I'm going to disregard that whole spike. Yep, and look at that. Okay, so this is a channel, and as she gets stronger and Elon takes a token to the moon or something, it goes back up and it'll shoot up and it'll probably be in our channel. And that could be anytime, but I leave these channels here and they work. And I draw them on other things too. I had one on coin that really hit hard. Yeah, so we do two channels on coin, upper and a lower channel. See, so you do it the way you want it. Okay, you don't have to do it the way I do it. So let's go back to the 15-minute. We like the 15. Oh no, I want to look at the 1 hour. We just drew some new lines, and we want the Doge, baby. Let's get the Doge. Okay, and so we have a channel. She may recover and go back up into that channel, and you can see how it goes up and down, and it hits the top of the channel and comes down, and then it rejects and it goes back up and it rejects, and so it was in this channel. Now it's fallen out of the channel. Where's she going to stop? Well, there's a line I had right here, and it stopped and it reversed, and now it's going back up off this line I drew. All right, so zoom out. Where did that line come from? That's a big line, man. Let's go to a 1 year. Ah, that's where that line came from. Okay, so we drew this a long time ago. And then we get down to the 15-minute chart and we see it bouncing up and coming back off this line. And that's one of our lines that we drew. Drawing charts is amazing, guys. That you can do this, okay? You can. And so where's it going to go next, right? Where's it going to go next? All right, well, crypto's bad. Let's look at a 1 hour chart. I don't want spikes in here and stuff. I'll tell you where it's going to go. Hang on. She's got support from 6.6 to 7 cents. 6.5 to 7 cents is the support. Okay. So, God damn you. Okay, so let's go to this. I'll make that Make it green. Green is support. And I like it translucent a little bit. So that's support now, okay? 6.5 to 7 is support, and it could chop between here and here, but I think more likely it's going to stay above this line. And so let's make that a big, thick one, and let's make it support and a little bit translucent. There you go. All right, so I think there's support about 7.2, and 6.5 to 7 is the chop zone. 6.5 being here, and 7.5. So 6.5 to 7.5 is a chop zone. I would expect it to go sideways like this. And this is resistance and this is support. So she's probably going to chop in here between 6.5 and 7.5 cents. And then you have to see what happens with the news. But for the short term, she will stay in here. All right. Love you guys. Be safe. Anytime you want to see a chart or something, remember, draw your own. But sometimes, is it witchcraft? Yeah, but it's just another tool to put in your toolbox. Look at the volume, look at the volume down here, okay? And then, sometimes it works out, right? And I love it when the plan comes together. And anytime you want to chart, baby, send me an email or a message or whatever, and I'll draw you a chart or give you whatever you're trading. If you're going to trade a stock tomorrow and you want to see my chart, send me a message and I'll do like a 30-second video or 2 minutes or whatever. And you guys be safe. Thanksgiving. Don't drink and drive. I love you guys. Okay. Good luck. And you can do this. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't.